Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Hey, yo, y'all know me, Pops Van Zant from the Madness Comic Network. The Madness Comic Network coming to Roku. You can check out our preview channel right there, right now. Look, we're bringing all of our content to Roku. I'm excited. You should be too. A shout out to Hart Fisher at the American Horror Channel, baby. Woo! You know what's up.
Welcome to Mobamals. Mafia Animals Poker Playing Cards. Make 100. Where real-life mobsters meet the wild side. Let's dive into the intriguing world of this unique deck. Meet Carmine the Snake Persico and Vincent Mad Dog Call. Real-life mobsters with fascinating stories. Mobamals takes these characters and transforms them into their animal nickname counterparts. Introducing a 55-card poker-sized deck featuring 52 of your favorite mobsters reimagined as animals. Each card is a dedication to a different real-life mobster, complete with their name, nickname, affiliation, and birth-death years. But that's not all. This limited edition print run includes exclusive items like poker chips, signed decks, whiskey glasses, challenge coins, and even handmade Mobamal plushies. Don't miss your chance to be part of this limited edition experience. Back Mobamals, Mafia Animals Poker Playing Cards. Make 100 on Kickstarter now. Let's bring these mobster animals to life together.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this? I have no idea.
We can rob a bank.
Oh, it's this.
The Madness Comic Network and comic-related madness proudly presents Madness Tuesday Morning Brew. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
Oh, it's Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. It is freaking freezing here in Texas. It's like 38 degrees, so I'm wearing my new hoodie. I love this hoodie. I'm so excited for it. Plus, you can see me like a mile away. It's great. So much to talk about. I'm going to go through stuff real quick so we can get our guest on in a timely fashion. Not that this is a 2-hour show or anything, but I got lots to talk about. So first, I want to say there's a ton of really good projects that are out on Kickstarter right now that are winding down. So if you hadn't had a chance to go shopping on some of these, oh my gosh, please go look. This one is a poker deck with mob-inspired animals, like real mobsters, but their names, is always like Jimmy the Fish. And it's like, well, now he's a fish. But this one is super interesting. This is Brett Giuliano, and he has done a ton of research into mob-related history. And so you're going to get accurate history and fun cartoons, which he illustrates himself, all in this amazing, amazing poker deck. I collect poker decks, poker cards, cool cards. So there you go. So there's this one. Oh my gosh, what else is next? Slaughterville, it's 48 hours to go. They have 47 backers. I would love to see them get to 50. If you have not seen this commercial, please click on it. It's like a minute long. It doesn't take too long, but you will be dying laughing at this commercial. It's like a Hallmark TV show. Oh my God. You just have to see it. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. And then, of course, last but not least is Path of the Pale Rider. We are gearing up for our next campaign starting on the 26th of this month. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ready, but that's what happens. So make sure you're signed up for that pre-launch. I have a ton of exclusives. I have like the Las Vegas glass that Jude St. Clair catches in the first issue is on the campaign. These hoodies are on the campaign. Also, the infamous pillow plushies, because Carissa made me do it, are also on the campaign. There's only 10 of these. So go fight amongst yourselves to go find them and get them, because there's like 5 on one tier and then 5 on the other, and then they're gone. And if they don't go, then we'll all fight over the remains, because I'm sure we all want them. So hello to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Look who's here. We got Comics Crusaders, Hugo. It's freaking freezing, man. Lupons, good morning. Glenn Fleming, Laurie. Oh, and Big Preem. I got to show you guys something. Before, just yesterday, I was showing off some new merch for the trade paperback. It's funny. And Preem designed these. He runs a company called Danger Button. So if you love buttons, gosh, he does amazing work. And I got my like dragon claw here, so don't mind me while I slice this open. Hopefully I'm not hurting anything. Let's see. I told him I was going to open it today. So, these are so cute. Oh my gosh, look. Trying to get these without the green screen. So their danger button is the brand. And so these are 5 Path of the Pale Rider little buttons. I love them. They're going on my hat. And then he sent an extra button with a zombie hand, which cracks me up because his logo is a little hand pushing a button, and he turned it into a zombie hand just for us, just for Path. So that's super cool. I can't wait to have these. This is prototype. It's so cool. Mine, people. And then look, he sent me extra buttons. We got Karate Kid. Hey, you guys from the Goonies. We got, I don't know some of these. Preem, you'll have to tell me what they all are because I'm a nerd, but oh my gosh, I'm not a super nerd. Apparently not. I lost my nerd card just now in front of all these people. Great. But these are beautiful. These are awesome. Thank you so much. These are going to be on the campaign. I'm excited. All right. You see zombie bears? You know, it's funny. We got Bearception because under this one, we have this bear. Fun times. Anyway, let us welcome, without further ado, Jessica from Cataylst Comics. Now, we had the other half. You are the better half of Aaron.
Yes. The lady half. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I like those buttons. I like those old school style plushies. I like how they used to be where it was just cut in the front and the back. That's kind of an old school style way to do a stuffed animal. I like that.
Yeah. Yes. It's more like it's a pillow.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It just changes perspective front and back. I was really impressed with how quick they came because they were made in China. So I ordered them early because I was worried they were going to take like 4 months to show up.
You're worried about how long it can possibly take. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I've ordered others. You know, you order stuff from China and it's like, 3 months later we get things. And then it's like, this came in a week.
Nice. That's amazing.
Holy moly.
Nice.
So I'm really excited about those. And Preem, I didn't see the one in the bottom, but this one is a very cool. It's a little extra danger button. Look.
Nice. Yeah, you're
so
gonna hear
thank you
all
for the freebies. I love Danger Button. I love Preem. I love Culture Junkies. Those are my boys. So
you're gonna hear about the buttons you didn't know for sure, though.
What's that?
You're gonna hear about the buttons you didn't know.
Oh, I know. He put it. He was like, "There's another button in that bag." Go look, and I was like, "Oh, super cool! Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much." Oh my gosh! Hello, chat. Let's see. How do you project onto the green screen? Yeah, I have a nice camera. I don't have a green screen behind me. This is just what do you call it? A virtual background. Later on, we're going to have Elton John come play the piano. Virtual.
You've been leading up to it.
What's that?
You've been leading up to it.
I know. I keep telling everybody he'll show up.
Who's going to be back there later. Also, Momables. I like that. We have some mobsters around here.
Do you? Where are you at?
Here, well, I moved to Pennsylvania. I moved from the South. I moved up north to Pennsylvania, and I thought that I could maybe treat everybody the same. And then I got called into my boss's office, and he told me that some last names, you don't just show up on their property the way you do other people.
That's pretty accurate. Let's
yes.
If you value your life, learn these last names.
Here you won't wind up at the bottom of a river, but there are a lot of fill spots around here you could become a part of.
Yes, Grey Wolf. Yes. You go to settings and then you go to virtual background, and they have a few set ones, but you can always upload your own. Here, let me show you. I have a couple. They're not the best, but got some zombies. Got the Western Saloon.
Nice.
Got an undead bear behind me. I just really like the room, and it cracks me up when other people do the same room.
Yeah.
So we're all I'm like, get out of my house.
Yeah.
So, Jessica, let's get to know each other. I'm excited. So you are a comics producer.
Yes. So producer is what the role I had on Fall of Night, and also project manager. So I've done some editing, and now I'm to the point where I'm producing, getting to help pick which ones Cataylst is putting next in line, which ones we're doing, and then project managing. So it's having a little hand in all of the parts of it and overseeing it, which I find terribly fun. Other people would just think it's terrible, and I think that part's fun. So
I was gonna say, I was like, we need to talk about what exactly a producer does and how they benefit the project, because most of us don't have one. And I was like, maybe you could be I was like, maybe I can hire you too, because I'm tired of wearing all the hats.
Yeah, I think what has been most helpful to the team is taking on a project management role. I think it really helps the main creator, which is normally the writer on a project. It helps them kind of not have to do that part. They don't want to do that part. The artist doesn't want to. Whoever did the script, they don't want to. Whoever wrote it, they don't want to. That's not fun. They're about making the art. You have to find someone else who likes comics and also thinks spreadsheets are fun. That's a weirdo. That's a different kind of weirdo, and it's me. So
we love those kind of weirdos because the rest of us can't do it. Chad,
nerds.
What's up? Nerds, yes, we are, but you are also one as well. I've seen pictures of you at the Renaissance Fair wearing a potato sack, sir. I know you fit in.
Yes.
And good morning.
High quality nerd.
What's that?
High quality nerd, Chad is.
High quality nerd. That's us. Chad, I don't know about high quality. You think?
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe he needs to come on here and defend himself.
On the Futurama background, it proves the nerdship to me.
He's proving his camaraderie. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So usually in the beginning of the show, what I want is to hear your origin story. Like, how did you even get into this? Did you see yourself in comics? Was it something you fell into? Were you reading comics from a young age? Like, let's go back.
Yeah.
And,
so
and dig.
I know you're going to ask a question like, all right, what was your first comic? What really got you into it? And so what did I do except think about that way too much and overanalyze it? So I have kind of two answers. There's the one that's like the first real comic, the first real graphic novel. For me, that was Mouse.
Really? What a great start.
Yeah, what a great start. It wasn't a single floppy, it was a whole story. It's a different kind of art style. Top stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. But it had a story. So my introduction into comics was, all right, this is a passion project for someone. This is like a story that needs to be told. It's not just about the art. The art's there, the art backs it up, and the art makes it the story that it is. But there's a story there that you are going to be a part of. And that's what I kind of look for and resonate with and other kinds of comics.
I could totally see that with your guys' work. Just off of this last Kickstarter that you have. Fall of Night is exactly that, where it's like the art is there, but the story is so meaty, and you can just go right into and fall into, get stuck in that world. When I was talking with Aaron about it, I was just like, oh my God, I can just see all the millions of ways that you can take this.
Because Fall of Night is like that. It's beautiful. There's a limited Japanese color palette. I watch these pages come forth just from the inks. Like, you can see how spectacular they are, but it's not just that. Like, there's the comic book stuff, there's the fighting, there's the double page spreads, there's all this beautiful artwork, but then there's the story behind it of this guy has been fighting for something his whole life. He had standards, he had morals, and he's about giving up. He runs into someone who's going to take it from, all right, are you going to give up or are you going to fight against it? What are you going to do? And, it's a comic book, so he's going to fight, and it's going to be gnarly and gory and delightful, but the whole time, like, it's happening because there's a good reason for it. And that's what I love in a comic.
Yeah, and I believe that go ahead and have all your gratuitous violence. I love a great fight scene. I love all martial art movies pretty much, but it has to serve the story.
Yeah.
Because if it's just violence for violence sake, then again, it's just like noise in the background. So it has to have a purpose, and you have to know how to write fights.
Yes.
because there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And big battle scenes are difficult. Like, you have to have
Yeah.
the people making choices to further the story,
Mm.
and like you have to pick the background needs to be memorable,
Yep.
but it's like all these things go into crafting a good
Yes.
fight scene.
Yes, for
So
sure. I
it's
mean, you don't want it to be one of those ones where the person who one of those ones where you're just flipping through. That's what so
yeah,
often happens is there's no story in there. There's no excitement. Okay, they're fighting at swords clanking. Let me tell you that there are panels of complete and utter disgust and delight mixed into the fight. So it's engaging and it keeps you there. And the artist did that. Like the writer did that. They put a story there, but then the artist cared enough to like make every single page and panel engaging. And I love that about this project and this team.
yeah, 100%. I can see that living through your guys' work. So let's back up. So then you read Mouse.
Yeah.
You read both
The other
volumes?
thing, my yes, I read that. Okay, so where did that the other
Yeah.
answer that I kind of wanted to just ask was, did we all read the funnies? Did we
I've
all do that,
always
or did
read the
we not
Sunday
do that?
funnies, always. It was just something that we
Because
did as kids, right?
yeah, isn't that the right answer? Isn't that really most people's first?
That's
Because
I think you're
it
right. But
because
like
you
for
know the
me, my first graphic novel that I read that really took me into comics was The Watchmen. Because I mean,
okay, yes.
superheroes are superheroes. You know what I mean? Like if you've read my work, anybody that knows me, I'm very much into like horror and conspiracy theory, and it's dark, right? So for
Mm,
me, reading Spider-Man, I was like, who cares?
mhm.
He's gonna fight the dude. He's gonna beat him up, and then he's gonna fight
It's
him again
different.
next week.
Yeah,
There's no character progress. Like, there's no growth, right?
it's when you're in a different headspace. You're not gonna sit down and read Spider-Man when you really want to be reading like George Orwell's 1984 in comic book
Yes.
form, which I have. I
Right.
enjoy both types. It's just not the same time of day,
Right, right. So I was already an adult when I started reading comics. So I feel you where it's like that one where it's like, ooh, it's dark, but there's a
Yeah.
story to be told
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
That's what got me in. That's
Yeah.
what got me in the door. So
And
then
so
from reading that, did you pursue anything from there, or you just became like, it's entertainment? Like what was your next step?
gosh, so I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a friend
Well,
who
I
was
mean, if you're
in
just reading to be
I just did it.
entertained, that's okay
Right.
too.
Right. So I was going to the local comic book store. What I what I was my favorite local comic book store at the time, and now I know it wasn't even a comic book store. It was
What
just a
was it?
hobby store for cards. Like, it's they do have comics, but I was in there looking through the dollar boxes trying to find all the Daredevils I could get my hands on because that
Yes.
was like gritty and good to me.
Mhm.
And then I was looking at a little bit of Rick and Morty because I love Rick and Morty. And all right, they did their whole line. So I have all of those. And then it's like, well, I also like classic literature. So The Great Gatsby, I have that. I have
Oh, you said
I,
Chad's favorite.
yes, yep. So quite the assortment, I would say. Also,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a Neil Gaiman fan, so I go into Ollie's every once in a while, and I don't know if you know, but the place is a treasure trove for annotated comic books. So I
Really?
have a tremendous amount of Neil Gaiman annotated versions of comics, and I love those.
Ooh.
I want this. I want all that behind the scenes stuff
Yeah,
of
I wanna know what he was
like,
thinking,
yes,
right?
why did you choose this? Why did you pick that story? What did it mean to you? American Gods is Neil Gaiman's discovery of the United States of America. And
Mm.
so that's really what it was for him, was him
Mhm.
coming here and seeing, wow, this place is weird. Like they treat roadside attractions strange. They do religion
Oh, yeah.
different. This is odd. And he wrote that whole story as an exploration of what he was experiencing. And so when you get the
Yeah.
annotated versions, like you get so much more insight as to where did the story come from? What was he thinking? And how did he find this magical world out of just trying to explore his own surroundings?
You think so, eh? You would put us up against Neil Gaiman? That's ballsy.
There you go.
He's laughing. That's funny. Yeah, Psycho Cell 5, I think, is printing. Yes, William. And then Psycho Cell 6 is, I think the colors are getting finished up. That one should be out to you guys soon as well. I'm looking forward to it. I've seen it all and it's amazing. There's some stuff in that 6th one. Sorry guys. We went there. You just have to wait and see. We have definitely put an explicit marking on that one. 100%. Sorry. But I'm not sorry.
Oh, it is what it is. Yeah, enjoy it for what it is.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I will pay you $20 later.
Live show endorsements.
Right. I was like, you can come on my show anytime and tell people what a great writer I am. I will love you for that. Thank you. Pay $20 later. All right. So where were we? We were talking about annotated Neil Gaiman. So
the other thing is,
like, you totally derailed my show.
Yes.
We're talking about stuff. Look, he's yeah, so funny.
That whole other section. Do you know the Black Sad comics?
The which comic?
Have you ever heard of the Black Sad comics? So
No.
I believe they're French, and it's kind of like a film noir comic, but the art style is incredible. Every single page is like a mural. It's very different than an American graphic novel. And gosh, I will say I didn't necessarily like the story, but the artwork was beautiful. So yeah, it's worth it.
I'll have to check that
Spread
out.
around in different kinds of comics. I think it's definitely worth it.
I forget his name. My husband loves finding all these like really expensive artists
Chad
from
knows
overseas.
Black Sad.
Yeah, you and Chad have a lot of the similar tastes.
Yeah.
That's great. You're friends.
Yeah.
But my husband loves finding these just artists on Facebook, and he's like, "You should have so and so do you a cover." And I'm like,
yeah.
Do they speak English? Like, how would I even contact them? There's a ton of amazing artists out there, but I was just like, I don't even know if I can afford these people. But it's just interesting to see what's popular other places too. You know what I mean? Like, what's popular in France? What's their art style that's hot right now? I'm just curious.
And the other things that I've heard are like the way that they treat the comic book creators in other countries is a lot different.
Yeah.
Most likely better in most countries.
What's this, William? And I don't even have to promote my Magic Mike days. Oh, Lord. We're not going there, sir. You keep that in your pants. Jess says Juan Diaz Canales.
Yes. Yep.
Juanjo.
They're the artists.
Juanito?
Yeah. They're I believe they're the people on Black Sad. It's incredible.
Okay.
Spanish, but it's published in France. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, that looks Spanish or Hispanic. Yeah. Those stories are a little deep and impressionistic, but the art is amazing. I'm gonna have to check it out. See, this is why I love having people on the show. I'm like, what did you read? What inspired you? Because I want to go look at it.
It's entirely different stuff. There's so much to comics. They are not all the same.
I want free artwork. I mean, I wouldn't say no to free, but I like paying people for what they're worth as well. I'm just saying. So, all right. So we're reading more comics, reading comics. When did you have the idea to publish or get involved in what you can do?
So, gosh. So Aaron had Cataylst long before I ever came around. I was reading comics before Aaron and I were together. And then, what happened? I guess I wanted to be more involved. I think first I thought, I really want to edit because that's my joy in life. I want to see that and review it and make edits on it. And so I went from there to, I'll make a pretty good pre-press editor. Okay. And then it went from there to, oh, wow, keeping track of these timelines and project management, you have a knack for that. It's I enjoy it and it's helpful. So here I am in the comic book
Bless
world.
you.
I'm not an artist or a writer, but still finding my own place and being helpful.
Yeah,
I like being
100%.
around
I
them.
mean, we need more people that are capable of being organized
Yeah.
because creative types are not.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to work with them too, trying to do it in a nice way. So you start out with you got your letterist, your letterer, your colorist. You ask them, what do you think your timeline's going to be? That's where we
Right.
start. All right. So they're definitely going to find out the timeline they think they have isn't the one that they actually have, but we're going to let them learn that lesson first. We'll do it nice. We'll let them know, so I'm just keeping track of it, whereas the writer probably doesn't keep us all on track. The writer probably
Joe's
doesn't.
in the chat and he's
Yeah.
like, she keeps us all on track.
The writer probably doesn't want to do that, and they're probably the person who hired other people. And so if I do it it's not even a burden. It's just like, all right, let me check in on the timeline. Here we are. But it's also encouragement. Hey guys, we've got 11 out of 22 pages colored. We've got this many lettered. We've got this many inks done. We're on track. It's fantastic. Or, I'm looking for another couple of lettered pages. Then it's not. I firmly believe that a lot of the misgivings that happen with deadlines are because no one is mentioning them.
No one talks about it. That's
Everyone's
communication is so important.
They're ignoring it. They're saying, well, they said 5 days, but it's been 6, it's been 7, it's not that bad. And then that happens twice, or it happens 3 times, or a week behind.
And you blow the whole deadline.
If you just talk about it, it's okay. If we reassess and make a new deadline, that's okay. But let's all talk about it. Let's all be upfront. And let's have somebody do it who's not the writer, because they're not going to.
See, I don't have a problem doing that where I'm like, hey, where's my papers?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Let me have it, please.
I was like, when's that cover coming? When's that cover coming? Poor Marco DeFio. That's all I gotta say. I'm like, where's my cover? I'm like, Kickstarter's launching in like a week. I need that cover, dude. He's like, okay, Laurie, I guess I just won't sleep. Hey, man.
Like, well,
cover. Sleep when you're dead.
It's a deadline. Deadline.
But yes, that is so important, I think, for the team. And I think like with the creatives who have to work so closely, it's better to have someone like Jessica as a producer who can take on that role of AKA manager. You know what I mean?
Right,
like everybody has a job. But that way the creative types can be like, okay, we're a team. We're going to work together to hit the deadlines to keep Jessica happy, as opposed to, the writer who's then like, I don't want to piss him off because then he's not going to do my pages. And then I'm never going to come at a team like I'm the enemy because I want to work with them. Yeah. But if you need an enemy, blame it on me. blame it on Jessica
me.
said that's due, man. Fine. You got to do it.
You can do that. It's okay. If you're having a deadline and you need help, it's okay. You can work with it. You can say it's her fault. It's just her job. She just needs to get it, keep it all on track. It's fine.
But I think one of the bonuses for the producer and editors as well is like, if you're not an artist or a writer or creative type, but you're analytical, but you enjoy comics, you still get the behind the scenes. You get to see it all come together. And that there's joy in that. You know what I mean? My editor loves it when I send her pages. She's like, ooh, goody,
So I'm in the chat. Each page comes through with the inks. Each page comes through with the letters. They come through with the colors, and we talk about it. We actually talk about it as a team. If there are questions, what do we think? So I get to be I'm enemy number one. Yes, but I'm a very loving, lighthearted enemy. Happy enemy.
And that as well. Of course. We'll talk about this too, but finish your thought.
I don't know. I lost it.
Oh, okay. Well, stop derailing us, Chad. This Lisa wasn't as bad as this comment. I was like, oh, William, go back to work.
Oh, gosh. No. So I was saying, I get to see like them all come in, and sometimes I get to be the tiebreaker. And, like, well, what do we think? Does it look better in this kind of scheme with this kind of color? Does the scroll look better like this? Does it look better here or there? Like, I get to do that. So I get to take part.
That's cool.
And I also get to say, hey guys, like, this part doesn't read really well to me. Like last night I said, these door hinges, honestly, I didn't really notice they were door hinges at first. Okay. No one else would probably notice that, because
Right.
when they saw it in the inks and when they saw it like in the colors, they knew what it was when they were making it. But as someone who's never really seen that page put together, you didn't see it in the individual inks. Like, I only saw it in the form that I did. Like, I see it differently, and I can help with that, and I can look at that page as an overall instead of someone who tediously made every part of it. It's like you can't
Yes.
edit your own work.
Stop it, Chad. Nah, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar and a necktie is just a necktie, okay? Yeesh. But that is so important as
Yeah.
well. And that goes along with what Chad said about having an editor. We as creatives are so deep in the creative process that we need someone that's quote unquote a consumer. Someone who's outside of that creation process to read things and give us feedback. I beta tested a whole bunch of stuff. Hey John, what's up, man?
John.
But just having that one set of eyes that was like for one of our issues, Rachel, we had a gun sliding across the floor, but it was sliding from the right side to the left side. And she was like, why? If you're reading from left to right, the gun should slide left to right. And we were like, duh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that where it's like, all right, we need to change this because it'll change the flow of the whole page.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Rachel, we were perfectly happy with that.
Yeah. So
change the whole reading
things,
experience.
Little things.
Yeah, or
here
like
and there.
dialogue, like this sounds clunky. Like
Mhm.
if you can't say it out loud, should you put it in your comic? Like who's talking right now? Is it you or a scientist?
And that behind the scenes stuff, I live for that, and being able to identify, hey, that page, that work in progress is something that your consumers are going to want to see. Like that's an extra that people will want to see, that you can add in the back of your in the back of your graphic novel, in the back of your full trade. Like, I see that differently than other people do. The sketches, like, they don't realize how special they are, how cool they are. Those progress things. Like, so I'm coming at it from more of a consumer's sake, and saying, hey, let's save that image. Let's put that in the folder.
That's smart. Yeah, because sometimes those things get lost on the wayside. It's like, it's a character sketch.
Right.
But you're like, no,
no,
that's
special.
This character, it's special, right?
Mhm.
Chris says, I always hire one for my books. We always see things as they are supposed to. They always see things as they're supposed to be instead of how they are. Oh, we see. I'm sorry, I'm messing it all up. Having an outside perspective makes the book better. 100.
Yep. It's just things
for
you can't see on your
They
own.
also could point out if there should be an interesting panel you might be missing. Definitely important. And I've had people be, I'm more, because I letter. So I'll put stuff in and people are like, this doesn't help the mood. Take it out. You know what I mean? Like let the art breathe. If it's a quiet moment, if it's an introspective moment, there's no need to put extra stuff. So we need that. We need that outside perspective. And I love that people are so pro editor in the chat because they make a big difference. People push back on editors. Why do I need?
It's probably a minimal investment. It's going to make a big difference because whenever people open that page and they find that one thing that's the comma that's in the wrong place, that's what they're going to focus on. That's what they're going to talk about and remember.
Yeah. You drop out of the story, right?
Yeah,
and they're like,
do.
TEH, what's that? My team of podcasters has helped indie creators as they mixed up pages, typos, and editor would have noticed those way in advance.
Yep.
Design being edited and making the storytelling and even lettering as a character flow. Yes, everything matters. And shout out to my fellow letterers, the ignored art. If you do it right, nobody notices you.
Oh, yeah. They say that, but then I found Van Claridge. And Fall of Night. And I don't know if you've seen the scroll work on that,
Oh,
but
that's amazing. Here, let me throw it back up.
yeah,
With this panel right up here where they're fighting.
yeah,
Hold on. Let me rearrange my screens here.
there's scrolls, and there are also drunk bubbles. And these drunk bubbles are delightful. They practically smell and hiccup themselves.
Oh my gosh.
They're gnarly. It's good.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed right away is that your letterer is amazing.
Yeah.
But it fits. It fits the
Right. It's right
story.
for
It
this
fits
book.
what's going on. You
Right.
know,
It adds
it
to the
just
art of this book.
yes. Funk.
So Fall of Night, we just finished the campaign. It was fully
Yeah.
funded, and now it's moving to in demand. It's going to be on Indiegogo fairly soon.
Okay.
I would guess the next week or two. You still have, even though it just funded on Kickstarter, you still have a chance to grab it. If you
Yes.
grabbed it in the next couple of weeks, we would just add it to the ordering for the Kickstarter, and so it would come pretty. Gosh, the fulfillment for it is June. So
Okay. It's mostly done at this point, or
yes, we're working on the last half of the pages. Yeah. And
gotcha.
they are coming in on schedule, all the parts of it. And the fulfillment will be in June for Fall and Night.
I can't wait.
This is
I'm
issue
really
1
excited
of
for this one.
5.
Yes.
And on Indiegogo, it'll be the digital, the print, and retail package.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Does Cataylst what else does Cataylst do besides Fall of Night? I'm assuming you guys have several books.
Yeah, so there are One Last Job is another Cataylst project. That's the other one that is up and coming. We just announced the Kickstarter launch. So there's a pre-launch link. The One Last Job, but the graphic novel's already made. The issues, it's just the individual issues are already made. It's just the graphic novel that's being produced now.
Gotcha.
And it is 80 pages.
All right.
80.
I'm gonna
It
go
is
pull
80
that up. Let's take a look at it. One Last Job,
It
the
is
graphic
80
novel. This
pages.
cover is beautiful.
Yeah.
I was
here.
looking at this and I was like, dang, that'll get your attention.
Yeah. That's my shirt too. Here we go.
Ah, nice. Look, everybody. Bam.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So One Last Job is a spy kind of film noir sort of thriller. It is an assassin who wants to get out of the job he thinks he's done. He thinks he's done his last job, and he is a little bit too good at his job, and the industry is not quite ready to let him go. And what I especially like about this one is that it's real and gritty, and the places he ends up and the tricky situation he winds up in are kind of relevant to the world that we live in. Like, you'll see familiarities there. You're going to see him try to fix things or wind up in places that, like, you've heard of that happening to someone before. And so it feels kind of real. That's what I like that's extra special about One Last Job. It's also black and white. So it was done to be kind of like a James Bond, like that kind of before in the movies, start of them.
Interesting. I know Aaron loves detective stories too.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about that. He was like, detective stories. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yep. And then the Cataylst also has superheroes. So there's superheroes. Tilt is the one that I think most people know about. Tilt's my personal favorite of the characters. Yeah.
Was there a Kickstarter there on
there was. It should be up there.
I'll go look.
Tilt is your superhero who maybe shouldn't really be a superhero. He
I immediately get Homelander vibes from this.
Yeah. he got caught up in it, and he's doing his best. He's kind of cute, he's kind of handsome. He's kind of trying to do the right thing, but he's a little boyish. and he is a humorous superhero. You're gonna find humor. You're gonna root for him because it's fun. He's lovable. When I say he's
So he's
my
not
favorite,
Homelander.
no, when I say he's like my favorite of the Cataylst superheroes, he's a different kind of superhero.
I'm with you. I mean, where I started was Watchmen, and that's, you know, just about as different as you can go off the rails. These look great. I love the references to classical art, like the statue of David and Da Vinci's
Yep.
picture of a man.
We had a lot of fun. What is it? I don't remember.
Vesuvian or Renaissance or
Renaissance man.
Someone tell us in the chat.
Someone tell us and tell
Someone
us
tell
how
us
much
what
we
this
don't know, please.
I was like, is it on there? Did I miss
Art's
it?
not, yeah.
It's like the something man is the Vesuvian man, is it? Okay, thank you. I was like, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I know it. I know it. I've seen it. I've had art history. Thanks. This was like in college years ago that I can remember. So, but that's interesting to paint
right
a superhero in that image.
Right.
You know what I mean? Connotation.
He's a mess, and that's why he's there looking, you know, or it's kind of like, it's a bit, you're making fun of superheroes, but in a lovable, lighthearted way. Like, does he wear a white suit that's gonna get messed up? Yeah, he does. Is that dumb? Yeah, and that's the whole darn point of it.
This makes me laugh just because look at these three images starting in the front. You had statue of David, this is Vesuvian man, and then homeless on the street with no shoes and socks. I was like, wow.
That's Cedric. Yep.
All fitting. That's amazing. Ooh, trading cards.
Yeah.
Love it. Good.
There was a really nice art print for that one too. And some of the fun stuff Aaron and I do, like we went to an art museum, got a picture of like the coolest frame that they had, like the most decorative frame, and then when he made the graphics, he put the tilt images inside that frame.
Cool.
It was cool. We've done a lot of fun add-ons and extra stuff for these projects.
Aaron, I didn't know you were into classic art. That's interesting. I mean, if you've been to art school, they kind of force it down your throat, right? I mean, you don't really have a choice. They're like, art history, learn Dadaism. It ain't, it's not broken. It's not done yet. Thank you. So, okay. So next is, remind me, what's the last job?
One Last Job, the graphic. Yeah. Okay. So the graphic novel for One Last Job, it's launching in June. The pre-launch link is out now.
Gotcha. Okay. So finish Fall of Night, go right into One Last Job. And then what comes after that one?
Oh, I don't know.
You're the scheduling queen.
The only okay, up next, you know, I do know, the Neverland Chronicles. People ask about that. It's the Neverland Chronicles. So it's going to be, if anyone knows Welcome to Everville, we're going to get back to the Everville story. We're going to get back to the horror stuff.
Tell us that one. Tell me that one. I'm into horror. Tell
you that one. Okay. So Welcome to Everville is a little bit mature rated. I don't remember what it's actual rated. I'm just kind of trying to go from my memory and like how Neverland Chronicles. Aaron's helping me. He sent the answer. It's the Neverland Chronicles is next. He sent me a message.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah, that is the next one, which is Everville. Welcome to Everville, which is gosh, one of the coolest monsters that I have seen is in Welcome to Everville. Matt Sotelo was the artist on Welcome to Everville, and he created this creature, this black creature that looks gosh, if you could see a picture of it, it looks like it's going to stay with you in your nightmares.
Hold on, I'm almost there.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
And that one is quite the story. I have been very sensitive to spoilers about this one. The spoilers are around me, but I love this story so much that I don't allow myself any access to them. The notebook is around, the script is around, and I have to try so hard just not to touch that one. This
Yeah.
is a fun story. This is a horror story. This is different from the other ones, from the superhero, and then from Fall of Night. It's just a completely different vein, and that's kind of, gosh, what I think is cool about Cataylst and Aaron at Cataylst is whatever story comes to his mind, it's a good story. It doesn't matter like where it's set or what world it's set, or if it's spy, or if it's horror or something. He's always going to tell you a good story.
Nice.
And
See, and I love that about it. That's hard to find these days, Aaron, that you are a Renaissance man. We'll throw in back in there because most people stick in their one genre. You like just write horror, or just write fantasy, or just write romance. And it seems like you're in detective, you're in superhero, you're in horror, you're in Japanese classical, you know what I mean? Like crossover with Templar Knights. It's also different. And
but
I
then
think
pulling
that's super cool.
And pulling in the right people and having the right resources, like the right artist, and the right artist who cares. Like Joe on this one, on Fall of Night, he's going through textures, he's looking at techniques of the fighting, like he's looking at their clothing and making sure that everything is right. So you can do that when you have a good team who's ready to research it and ready to care about it and ready to round out all of the art that goes with that story to make it believable.
Yes. It's so important to have the right team together to set the tone, have the right colors, have the right textures, because you don't want to put, what is wrong with you guys in the chat? Come on now. What the heck? Really? I'm starting to question my life choices. Lou, help us, Lou. We need more ladies. We need Carissa. Come into the chat so we can stop talking about feet, please. Anyway, so we derail again.
There's that monster.
Beautiful. What's the monster's name? Can we say it?
Aaron, send me a message. Oh,
He's not named. They haven't named him yet. He's just hulking black horror.
I can't spoil anything for you. So like
no,
the monster
don't spoil it.
Yeah, no.
I just like scrolling. Okay.
This one is just one. If you're into horror and you like monsters, you're gonna like this one.
I'm gonna read the story. Every town has its secret. Everville is no exception. I'm gonna get in my actor voice, right?
Yep.
Discover a town on the cusp of discovering the truth of a seemingly random accident involving two teenagers. Abe Johnson has been having nightmares, one that he will soon discover weren't imaginations at all. The town is under attack by a ruthless monster who has its eyes set on Abe's own high school. Now, he must decide to run as a coward or rise up as a hero. Luckily for the town, the blood coursing through his veins makes all the difference. Welcome to Everville.
If you didn't catch it from the Neverling Chronicles, the monsters are the Neverlings. So like this one's individual name, the monsters are the Neverlings.
The Neverlings?
Yes.
Interesting. He looks disgruntled, like someone peed in his Sweeties.
Yes, he looks a little astute, a little pissed, and a little bit like he could definitely rip your head off and eat you.
I mean, it looks like he already ate somebody. He's got some blood going on there. Yeah, it looks like a bad day. I wouldn't want to meet him in a back alley.
So this story continues. That's what the up next is.
So that one's after One Last Job.
Yep. Fallen Knights going in demand. And one last job we're doing the pre-launch for. It's going to go to Kickstarter, and then up next, the Neverland Chronicles.
My gosh, what else do you guys have? If that wasn't enough.
Inner Sanctum, we're doing the live stream. Inner Sanctum, the last Monday of the month at 9 p.m.
What's the Inner Sanctum?
It's just the live stream. Yeah. So I produce
you guys
that.
podcast. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm in there with Aaron. I produce it. But that's the last Monday of every month, Inner Sanctum.
That's cool. I'll come on. I'm gonna come hang out.
Okay. Yeah, you should. Come hang out, talk about comics. That's what I find so often. No one wants to talk about what they're reading. I love that. I want to talk about what I'm reading, and I also want to complain about what I'm reading.
Why? Because it's not done right? Because it's not done well?
Why? Because, gosh, I'll complain about my favorite one to complain about. Something is killing the children.
Yeah.
Just why? Why can't they print that right? Why can't they print the cover right? Why can't they get it right? Why are indie creators held to such a standard where if your comic was printed wrong, you'd send it back and have it made again? But every time I pick up a copy of Something is Killing the Children, the cover is jacked. Why is that all right? Why in an indie comic can people hire an editor, but and Something is Killing the Children, when they do a 2-panel spread, does the artist or not understand how to carry your eyes from one side to the other? How are they not even expressing that it's a double page? It grinds my gears, and I want to fuss about it, but if no one else has seen it, then they don't care. I need more people who've seen it.
I don't know. Are we just so like, it's mass produced?
Yeah, I don't know. I care because it wouldn't be that much more difficult, right?
Well, I just think that when you have these higher paid people involved, that they should understand what they're doing, right?
I mean,
they should have been around long enough to know. I'm gonna rant
know.
on Berserker, the first issue, like the volume of Berserker that came out. We backed that on Kickstarter, even though they didn't need our money. Just ridiculous. But when I got it and I was reading it, I didn't know who was talking for 75% of the issue.
Yeah.
There was just like thought bubbles, and they were showing flashbacks. But I didn't know which character was talking until like the last 3 pages. And I was like, oh, now it makes sense. I'm like, but that was really frustrating to not know.
Right.
Because one of them is this character that you're seeing all the flashbacks and the bubbles, but you weren't sure if it was that bubble or the other bubble. So again, it's like you have millions of dollars at your disposal.
And
clarify?
This has helped me learn that it really is something. Project managing and seeing like the art come through has helped me learn that it really, I think, is something we should be fussing about. Because when you have a good artist, when you have someone like Joe, he's in the chat and he's saying things that I'm like, oh, I didn't see all that, but he saw all that. He saw exactly how that was supposed to be. He saw what made it unclear. He saw how to make the page more understandable because he's a good artist. And I just don't understand why on these major projects, there's not someone working on it who cares enough. It's like, gosh, I watch cooking shows. Well, someone can cook crap mac and cheese, or they can cook delightful mac and cheese. Okay. Do you care? Did you care when you cooked it? Did you care when you did the art? Like there's a big, they know how to show that they care. They know how to carry your eyes through the page. They're choosing not to. And then the person who funded that book let them get away with it. And I just don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have millions of dollars. You couldn't have done it right or redone it.
Yeah. I don't understand why when I get a page from Joe, I think, wow, or, oh, or that's incredible. Like, I don't understand. If you got a page back from someone and you were that awesome, that to do, like that big, why wouldn't you say, There is nothing special on that page, and I can't even really tell where my eyes are supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so frustrating, man. But you brought up a point I want to talk about, which is that because you're project manager and you oversee every aspect of making a comic, don't you think at some point you're going to understand each and every role and what makes it good and what
Yeah,
makes it bad? Like you'll
right.
be able to look at lettering and be like, this is
Yes.
good, this is bad.
Yeah.
Coloring, this is good, this is bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Like
interesting.
what was it like? Sometimes in music you hear that something's wrong, but you don't know why. Like you don't know if
Yes.
it's that the timing is off or if it's that the lead's not right, or like you
Yeah.
don't know why. You can look at a page and you can tell as a consumer that's wrong. All right. It takes a little more skilled eye to see what exactly is wrong about it and what would fix it.
Right, but
And
that's I think what's really cool about your position is, like, the more you do it, the more
yeah,
you become an expert at all at understanding what makes things good, and
right.
then working with the people to understand how to fix it
You can
if
see
there's an
where it needs
issue.
to change. Yeah.
It's great
Was it?
awareness, and that's a skill that we need as well, to be able to
Yeah.
go, "Okay, lettering is great, but you need this in order to make it pop right," you know what I mean? Or it needs to blend in, or this is the way the tails need to go because you're doing it opposite.
Yeah.
Like, it reads the wrong way.
Yeah.
And, like, when you go into lettering and, like, texture and be like, "This is great, but these colors don't work for this scene, and here's why." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And here's how we fix it. So,
There's
we need
so
people like that.
Yeah, there's so much to it you can draw out of a person who really cares. A letterer who
Yeah.
cares is different than a letterer who doesn't.
Oh,
Um,
100%. You can
yeah.
tell when they're just like, "Put it in." I'm like, "Do you know
Yes.
what leading is? Do you know what"
Yeah. Well, it's lettered, like, okay, but you don't
Yeah,
feel
but
it. You don't see it.
are you covering a lot of the art? Or do you have it in front of
Mhm.
the people? Is it in the right order? How are your tails? Are they
Yep.
I could go on
Yep.
about that. Let's check in
Yep.
with the chat. They had a ton of comments. Lou
Mhm.
says she researches all of her art before her pieces, which is great. Yeah, I
Gosh.
spend a lot of time researching things too before I put
I
it down.
wonder if that is a comment from when we were talking about cover art, because something
Yeah.
I realized that just ate me alive with rage was, wait a second, these artists get hired. There was I came upon a lady who she she asked me, have you read this book? I haven't read it. I'm going to be doing a cover for it. What do you
Mhm.
mean you don't have you what do you mean you've never read the book? You're doing a color for it. You want to know what I think about it? No, go get it yourself. Go read it,
Go
lady.
read it.
You have that. I couldn't believe it. You have that. I thought it was a privilege. Like that's still. I would, if I was making it, I would want to know what I was making it for. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to get an impression from somebody else who read the book and then how should I vibe the cover? Gosh. Ah,
I love when artists have read everything that I've done and they're picking up an issue and I'm like, "All right,
yeah.
you get a sneak peek of what's happening in the next issue we're gonna Kickstarter so you can do your variant cover." And then they have a field day because they're getting a sneak peek. That's the best. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When they're like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see what happens." You know what I mean? Or if anything, here's the issue.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
pick what's exciting in the story for
Mhm.
you, and that's what we'll focus
Right.
on for your
That's
variant
that's what
cover.
cover artist I think should do is how does this issue speak to them and
Yes.
what can they bring out of it? What do they see that speaks to them as an artist? They have to
Yeah.
know the issue
Yeah.
first before they can
'Cause
do that.
when they're passionate about their subject, that's when, they're gonna turn out amazing art. If you're just like, "Hey, I want a naked lady on the front." Okay, who cares? You know?
Mm, mm,
Um,
that's yeah, that
every now and
works.
again, I'll come up with a cover myself, but I'll have to communicate to the artist. Well, Everett Watkins, who has done he did
Mm,
this for, the Big James, but he's done
yeah.
multiple covers for me, and we did this, Christmas tree full of zombies, then it said, "Welcome to Santa Claus" for issue number 2, and that was our collaboration, but I was like, "I need a Christmas tree full of zombie heads, can you do it?" He was like, "What is wrong with you?" "Yeah, I know lots, but can you do it?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
But they
typically, like,
want to know.
this one, he was like, "Do you trust me?" And I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "I just wanna know if you trust me. It's gonna be a Big James." And I was like, "All right, go for it." And
Yeah, yeah.
okay,
Yep.
I trust you
Yep.
from here on out, sir, you
Right.
know?
When they saw it, they got it. Like they got
Yes.
got it. They saw it,
Yep.
and then they can put their own spin on it. That's what you
Yep.
want. Like, I
Yeah.
think that's when you have that on every team on your project, then you create a stunning work of art. Then it's
Yes.
not a comic, then it's an art piece.
Yes. 100%. I'm with you. Let's see. Oh, here's another offer to go on another podcast. If you want to go on with Al, he would be happy to have you. Comics
Yeah.
Crusaders is wonderful.
Yeah, I'd
It's
love to.
always refreshing to push a different. We were talking about Aaron and his writing. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, we got to catch up all these comments.
Yes.
And the people producing, if they don't care or know what they're doing, just being honest. Yeah, there is a difference. You know what I mean? Because like Brad's been around for a long time, pours his heart and soul into his comics. You can see that. You can also see it when someone's like in the beginning and they're learning because the care is there, but maybe just not the execution. Versus, like you said, like something killing the children. Like, come on, that's just not caring.
What's
at this
going
point.
on? Yeah, why? That's what grinds my gears about it. It's the why.
Yeah. What do we got here, Lou? I've learned to keep my mouth shut unless I'm asked for feedback. Not every artist wants that. You know, there's something to be said about that. I will ask specific people for feedback because I know they understand what I'm doing and they will give me honest feedback that in a way that I can understand and that is productive. What I don't like is when people show up in my chat and they're like, "You're a lady, you don't know what you're doing. Let me teach you all about comics." And I'm just like, "Who are you? What is your background?" You know what I mean? Because I will typically take any advice. You tell it to me, and I'm going to look at the project and see, does it make sense? And if it does, I will take that advice and I will run with it. And if it doesn't, thank you for your time and move on. But I think, you know, I think people should be able to accept criticism and critique because that's how we get better. But when people show up in my chat like, I have a great idea for you. You should spend $2,000 on a commercial.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, no.
Bye. But yeah, I mean, I
help.
totally get it. Not everybody. Sometimes they, the ego gets involved.
Yeah.
You know, it is frustrating, and I hope people don't come at you, Lou, when they look at your art like, "This is what can make it better." Like, I didn't ask you for that. Like, if I'm like, "Here's my cover," here's my cover.
Yeah. If you're doing a cover, that seems different to me because in my mind, that is that particular artist's impression of that work of art, and they get the privilege of doing it. So my only request was, gosh, I hope they have the respect enough to care about the project to actually read the project. I was so surprised to find out when people didn't necessarily do that.
That's crazy. Your Southern just came out there.
It's buried in
I hear it because I'm from Michigan, so I'm from the Midwest, and I moved to Texas, so I hear it. I'm like, oh, there's your Southern. There it is.
It's in the anger too.
Yeah, right. When we were logging on, we were having some technical difficulties, and you were like, I just can't do it. And I was like, she's from the South. I was like, there it is. Chad says, I got grilled for saying I had some feedback on the art when I was reviewing the book.
Oh dear.
Now that is just weird. If I'm sending stuff to someone to be reviewed, I'm assuming they're going to give me critique.
And that sounds to me like they wanted you to say, that was very lovely.
Beautiful.
You did a great job.
Pat you on the back, send you on your merry.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, if you're going to review the book and my book is spotless, great. But for the most part, someone's going to find something like, hey, maybe this scene moved a little too slow for me. Great. Maybe that's your opinion because I'm building something, but there's always some kind of that seems odd, Chad. Like they'll get upset about that. That's dumb. Maybe they don't understand what review means.
No.
Some people don't want things pointed out. I went through critiques for years. It's no big deal. Yeah. See, that's the thing with creative types. We go through critique. Writers, artists, photographers, any kind of creative type, that's part of like your learning process. I went through art school. Critique was like how we ended every project was, oh, we're doing an impressionist painting, you know, and then we would put them all up and we would say, this is what I like, you know, this is really cool. Maybe take it a step further and do this, you know, what works and what doesn't. And it helps that person grow. That's what we should all want, right?
Yeah.
Leading is pronounced letting. Letting. I'm not sure what we're referencing here, Glenn. We'll have to circle back to that. Oh my gosh. I I was told you don't know what you're talking about if you think there needs to be feedback.
What?
Chad, did you say bye, Felicia, and then just like delete the
Yes.
conversation? Because that's what I would have.
Yeah, whatever
Yes,
favor they
people
had
don't
asked
want
you for
things
in
pointed
review.
out.
Goodness.
Those are the people not hiring Jessica, and those are the
Yeah.
people that their comic book doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Thin stripes of LED put between movable types that create the space between. Oh, thank you. Leading instead of
Robot,
lead. Thank you. I said lead. Leading. As Glenn is the consummate art professional, and I am a noob.
With correct terminology.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm 100% noob. Let's see. I love creating covers. Perfect. Measuring in point sizes. Holy moly, friends. We keep talking and he's going. I'm like Vegas when I'm sent extra info on projects. I'm like, Vegas? Who is the gal and what is she making? Oh, who is the gal? Oh, hi, Devil's there. Thanks for coming in. This is Jessica. She is the producer for Cataylst Comics. And they have multiple projects that we've been talking about. They have all sorts of comics. Here, let's go. This is the last one we were talking about. Welcome to Everville, which
Welcome
is
to Everville's
their
horror.
Yeah. And
Got
they
those
have
good monsters.
Fall of Night. This one just ended.
Yep. Fall of Night just ended its successful Kickstarter, and it's moving to end demand on Indiegogo.
Yeah, this one looks amazing. I mean, they all look amazing, but this is kind of
It's
where
just
I
what
met you
resonates
guys.
with you.
This
It's like
one.
it's your vibe. Like, is your vibe horror? Is your vibe a little bit of superhero in comics, or is it?
Yeah, but also like the redemption arc.
Yes.
Like a hero that's jaded, that's maybe fallen off the wagon for whatever reason, and then it's like, where does he go from there? He takes himself to a foreign land so he can hide from his past, but then finds it again. It's like, oh,
Yes.
it's so good. Can't wait.
Yeah,
And the
he
art's
thought he was
amazing.
going to be able to let go, but he's not.
He's
not. We're all going to get to watch.
Like, it was like Obi-Wan. It's the Obi-Wan series where it's like fallen Jedi Knight is in hiding from his past, doesn't want to do the things, but ultimately gets sucked right back in.
Yep. And then I like about this one the way one of the characters came about, Kira. This was written kind of an all-male cast, and then we're taking a look at it in the beginning and thinking, well, in the comic, on the panels, on the pages, is probably, it might add to the story if it was not an all-male cast. And there starts the whole character of Kira. And in these scenes, her personality starts to come through in the art. And I think it's led Aaron to imagine even more of a story arc for her. And so it's not just going to be Anthony and what happens with him, but Anthony and his interactions with Kira and how that goes.
I fell into that as well, where I just wrote the story. And the first few issues are very much about our protagonist. So I didn't have a lot of female characters until my art team looked at it and was like, "Where's all the ladies?" And I was like, "Well, they don't matter. Like they don't. None of these characters matter. We're learning about our main guy, and it's like a lot of them might beat up or kill off. I'm like, you really want to put ladies in there?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, all right, we're gonna beat up a lady. Have fun.
Kira's in there. She's in those bar fights. She's drunk as mess.
Devil's there. Here's this one as well. It's One Last Job. The graphic novel is coming. So I already put the link in the chat for this one if you can find it. There's been a lot of comments. Here it is. But you can go follow here. One Last Job, a graphic novel. So this one is 80 pages and the art's already complete. They're just turning it into a volume at this point. They got a lot of good stuff. So Cataylst Comics is the kind of
that's where you can find us. Cataylst Comics Studio on Facebook. You'll be able to see when Fall of Night's going to Indiegogo. You'll be able to see posts about One Last Job. You'll be able to see the Neverling Chronicles when that comes up, and then when we do Inner Sanctum, we'll put a put a group together, put an event together for that.
So Jessica isn't busy at all, people. Feel free to hit
No,
her up.
yeah, yeah.
Right? No, she got nothing going on.
The comic book
Now,
world, it's not bad when the comic book world fills your life. That's okay.
I'm okay with this too. I mean, I was filming last night some of our short film.
Yeah.
So I just ran around like a chicken with no head from one thing to the next. So I feel you. It's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
Like triage.
Yeah. But
Most important.
I'll say I like this. This is being more involved is new for me. How do you make friends as an adult?
Yes.
Like, how do you? I don't know. It's hard, right? But
Yeah.
being able to be here and do this stuff is like, here they are. Here are some of my people. Here you are.
Yes.
There's the lady nerds. There are the lady nerds who are reading comic books because where do you find them? When I go to the comic book store, they're not there. So this has been fun for me.
It's not any different. It's just a little more intense right now. But I 100% agree because like I don't know if you get this as well, but like do you ever go to like mom gatherings for your kids?
Yeah.
And there might be someone new and they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And you're like,
Yeah.
I do things.
Like, it doesn't vibe quite right with other moms. No.
Yeah.
No.
And they're like their eyes glaze over when they're like,
yeah, what?
Like,
what? Yeah.
You do what?
They're not the best market necessarily for friends. So this is
like the neat
this
part
is a better
is
market.
you don't fit in. Because we don't. Yeah, even my new neighbors down the street, like we would have like a bonfire and end up talking to someone about comic books, and it's usually the husband, and I'm like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm not trying
Like,
to
I'm
steal your
sorry.
man. I
Yes.
just want to talk comic
Yes.
books. But here, let me show you this new comic I got. I'll be right back. Go get it.
Yep.
But yeah, we have to find each other here in this virtual space because it's hard. We're few and
Yep.
far between, right?
Yeah.
That's why Carissa and I are so close. It's because when we were like, you write horror
Yep.
comics. So do I.
Yes.
Like, we should be friends.
Yep.
Okay.
And we are friends now. Yep.
We are friends now. Yes. So we're just collecting all like the lady nerds.
Yep.
We're just gonna collect and adopt you, become part of the pack. That's how it goes.
We're out there.
What is the plans for Cataylst? Are we going to keep the same scripts? Are we introducing new scripts? Are we bringing in more people onto the team? Like, what's the long-term plan?
Gosh, so far as this team right now is really working. So, gosh, we have Van's going to be the letterer.
I'm sorry, we
nerds, lady nerds.
Slap a ring on it if you find them. Yep, there you go.
A lady nerd, yeah. Find us, slap a like a Pokemon ring.
Just men in wigs. No, Chad. No. Continue.
The team for gosh.
Is it the same team for every book, or is there like different people?
It's not the same team, but we are coming to a point where like we know which kind of artists we might be pulling from for one certain type of genre, or Van is an excellent letterer and he's vibing right for these different kinds of art, and he's done multiple types of project with us with different styles of lettering, so that's working really well. The team is, I guess, like pretty close. And the projects, we're all pretty familiar with these projects and kind of like we love these projects. Gosh, Van has wanted, Van, I think he started as a fan of Cataylst and wanted to be able to help on the project that's the Neverland Chronicles, and so now he's going to be doing that. So the team, your question, how's the team? Mostly the same. Like the people we're pulling from, I think, are mostly the same.
Gotcha.
We found a niche of people who work well.
Yeah. God, that's such a rare thing, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you do have to find the right colorist for each particular job. And this one in Fall and Night, we have Lois Lackey she's doing the limited Japanese color palette, and that's really nice.
Yes, it is beautiful. And it really sets the tone. You know what I mean? Between like, look at this one. I mean, we 100% understand what we're getting here. You know what I mean? Just based off of this one image. So important to have that team in place. And it's great that you have like different people that can be plugged into different projects. Are they all Aaron scripts? Poor Aaron.
Yeah. He never really stops coming up with ideas, I don't think,
Do you guys
it's
ever
just
sleep?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we sleep sometimes.
But it's delightful. I get to be with him sometimes and just be thinking, and the next thing I know, there's a story there. Like there's a whole fleshed out story that he's telling me about. Like, wow. But it's cool because I saw the moment of life that kind of incepted that story, and then his writer mind got a hold of it, and it like turned into something. It could have been a couple of things that happen in our day, and by the end of a day there's like some spark in his mind, a story being fleshed out there. So
does he get a look?
Yes, there's a thinking look. Yes. Yeah, there's a what's going on in there look.
I'll be in the other room. Bye.
Yeah.
Like I'm not interrupting that.
Yep. They're all from his mind, and there's more than one. There's more than one to come.
That's exciting. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what else Cataylst will bring up.
Yep. I think it's so fun, and I think it's fun to help get to pick and to see, well, what's this season? What's the time rate? What's the market looking like? And which is the project that we think we might want to do next? I think that's a lot of fun.
And isn't that funny?
Pick.
Because a lot of times the first scripts that we write are not the first books that people get to read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just about turning out stories. It's which one do I think fits now?
Yeah.
Or will fit in 6 months.
Right.
Or let's hang on to this one because it's too controversial right now.
Right. Or like the artist for that one's busy. So, right. We're going to do that one when the artist is available.
Mm-hmm.
So Kickstarter stuff, third party to sell, critical blast. Does Indiegogo answer that question? Does it being on in demand answer that question?
Yes. So
okay.
Devil's Air, they did Kickstarter a majority of their stuff. You can go look at all the projects there, which is what I love about Kickstarter is you can go look at the campaigns. You can see, the pages, the previews, all of that. You know what I mean? But their latest project is still on demand on Indiegogo. So you can go search Fall of Night, and you can get in on that project even after it's closed on Kickstarter. You can still get your copy in with everybody else. If you would like to squeeze in there, you can.
Yes, there'll be a moment, to be able to get it in there, I think.
Do you have a website? I'm just curious.
So Aaron is working on the website right now, and he's working on a writer's website, and it's gonna have, I've seen the previews for it. I don't think it's live today. I'm sure he'll send me in a moment whether it's live today or not. But I don't think it's live today, but it does have every book and where they're available.
Okay, that's cool.
And we have retailer packages for them as
well.
I was gonna say,
there's so many different things. There needs to be like one central place we can go to be like, look at this, and then here's this, and here's what's coming next. You could even build a shop in there too.
And we have a distributor as well. So if you have questions, I'd suggest you go to the Cataylst Comics Facebook page, send a message. One of the two of us will get right on it.
Who's your distributor?
Aaron.
Aaron's a distributor.
No. Aaron has the answers to these.
Oh, Aaron has the answer. I was like, Aaron does that too? Like,
no,
Aaron. He does not sleep. You guys are so funny. Look at you all. No female nerds in my geeky ass, apparently. Solo life, I guess. No, we're out there. It's funny though. At least you found Well, I would say my husband's kind of nerdy, but he like both of us are kind of closet nerds. We can pass as not nerdy if we need to. We're not that
Yeah.
out there. But like
Yeah.
you get us talking about Kickstarter stuff and tabletop games and comic
Mhm.
books, and we're right there too. So you would never guess if you saw us that we are so far down the nerd path that we can argue our way out of it, into the fandom. It's all good.
Yeah.
Comics Crusade, are you sure females are scared of how mad I have a nerd? There's nerdy girls out there. You just gotta find. We love nerdy guys. We love nerdy guys because we want to be nerdy, right?
Yeah.
We want to be nerdy and live our best life. We don't want to have to watch football. I
No.
don't.
No.
That's funny. You're just weird. That's all right. We like weirdos too. Trigger the Weird Al track. Which one?
Weird.
Is there just weird, just Weird Al in general, or what are we triggering here, Brad? Concerned. There's lots of Weird Al
about
stuff.
to throw some lyrics up there.
Where he's gonna come. Oh,
Comics.
that would be hilarious. It's a dating show with nerds. We can find the female nerd lady.
All
and
the
you
single
guys
nerd
can
ladies.
fight to see if you're in the right fandom, so she picks you. We're gonna make it happen.
You'll ask
It'll be on the
questions like,
ROKU.
what's your favorite comic genre?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist?
Comic. What's your favorite, series to read? What's your favorite movie? How many fandoms are you into? Because there's like Star Trek or Star Wars people, right? That's pretty like draw the line in the sand.
Yes.
See, it's like if you're a Star Trek and I'm a Star Wars, maybe we're not gonna match.
They're probably not going to. Probably not.
Gotta have the lightsaber. Oh my gosh. On Super Bowl Sunday, we were over at a friend's house and their kids were upstairs fighting with lightsabers. And I was like, should I be Anakin Skywalker and go kill all the younglings?
Definitely.
Would the parent, because not everybody knows me. That might be weird that I'm smacking their kid around with a lightsaber. I didn't do it.
My trigger is the kids on the playground who are going, go Team Spidey, spider webs, go webs, go. They're thwipping out there like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm about ready to do the pose.
Put on your ballerina shoes and be Gwen and get out there.
Go webs,
go. Look, we got people lined up. 2 contestants already ready to come on. What are we going to call it? Nerdy and single?
Yeah.
I'm just getting into Star Trek, but I like both so far. I saw the first 2 Star Trek movies over the weekend. Really?
See,
yeah, they're good.
I did Star Trek in my philosophy class in college. Okay, so
my dad was a Trekkie, so I grew up watching Star Trek. We would watch it, weekly. We saw Star Wars too. I'm in both fandoms, honestly.
Yeah.
But there's so much more Star Wars at this point than there was, Star Trek. There used to be more Star Trek because it was a TV show, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like there's so many. There's Mandalorian, there's Ashoka, there's cartoons, there's live action, there's movies, TV shows, everything.
There's a lot of Star Trek. There's a lot of Trekkies out there.
I haven't seen Lower Decks. I don't have I think it's Paramount Plus.
Yeah, Lower Decks. Yeah, I watched that. It's cute.
Love and Nerdy.
That's the name. It's big name
connection. I like it. Nerdy. Can't do it live. We'll figure out a name.
Yeah.
But I think Lower Decks.
How weird it would get live.
Yeah, put you on the spot. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten people's names. I do it all the time. My brain doesn't like names when I'm, I don't know, stressed out. So I call people wrong names, or I just forget their name completely when I'm on a live stream. It's terrible. Love of the Dice. That would be like a D&D one, I think.
Yeah.
That would be funny. Like, are you a bard? A paladin?
Yes.
Or a barbarian?
Like, what would your main attack be? Okay.
What's your weapon of choice?
Yep.
If we were fighting giant spider, How would you attack?
Also, the thing that I got in trouble for when I played D&D was if you were fighting, would you ever think to maybe just go around the bushes the other way? Because I thought that, and then was lambasted. My
Lambasted
D&D
with what?
experience didn't go well.
Uh-oh.
It's a real story.
Do you roll a 1d12 or a 2?
Yep.
These are all important questions for the dating game. Do you play D&D currently, Jess?
No, see, I tried, and that was another way to like maybe make friends, and I was really hopeful about it, and I don't know, it broke me. It really, I think, tore me to pieces, and I wasn't
Why?
really sure I was ever going to be able to make nerd friends again. Because I
Oh.
went into it wholeheartedly with Aaron, trying it for the first time, but being like nervous. So, I don't do a lot of live streams like this, and it was only the dungeon master had done it before. No one else who was
Oh.
playing had done it before, so we didn't know what we were doing. I swear to you, we were genuinely trying. We were trying and learning. I was trying and learning. I had my character. I tell you, I put so much work and so much effort into making Herenya Springmeyer. I did, and she was a part of me, and she could have been. Okay, but I tried to play this game, and I just, gosh, didn't
What
know the
happened?
rules.
Like, how did it fall apart?
It fell apart when the dungeon master, forgive my language, just yelled at us and told us we were all being assholes. He just stopped the game and he told us that we were being assholes and we weren't taking the game seriously. And I was shocked because I was taking it seriously. And it was part me. He said me, like I had personally been an asshole. I said, why? Why? Tell me why. What did I do? And it was because like we, on the map, I can see it. Gosh, on the map, okay. Like there's bad guys, there's us, there's the cart. And I honest to goodness thought, well, maybe we can just go around the other way. Maybe that's the right thing to do. Maybe that's how you play the game. Aaron kept telling me that in his podcast, people were always thinking out the box. There's no wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And I said, like, well, maybe we just don't fight the battle. Maybe we just go the other way. But that was like the last straw for the dungeon master. I think he had, I think he thought I didn't want to play the game. Like I didn't want to play.
Gosh.
I didn't want to do the battle or something. And he gave it to us. It hurt my feelings.
Heck yeah. I mean,
because
I'm pretty new at playing D&D as well. Like we just ran one campaign, the first long-term campaign. Like I've started campaigns, and then I think the hardest part for me is when all adults and we're busy, right? Then you miss a week, and then it becomes 2, and then it's 3, and then guess what? We're done, right?
But like,
we
we're
played
all
this
busy.
last
But I was
campaign.
reading, and I had the books, and I had the starter packs, and I had the cards, and I had a binder with what my possible attacks could be. But I made mistakes. Like I didn't do the right one, and he didn't. I don't know. This fella.
I guess that's the thing. Is like we had a wonderful DM. Like we would break the rules and he wouldn't fix us because we were having fun.
Yes. Well, that's what I thought. Like we finally got to a point where the crew, the team was actually having fun. We were doing it our way. We were probably being like a little bit of a ruckus. He asked us to give ourselves a name. And so I think I named us something that I thought was funny, and it was about being violent. And he took offense to that because he's like, you can't give a name like that. Then they would be calling you that. And then they would know, and you would be tipping yourselves off. And gosh.
So
what? Geez.
I think your DM ruined your experience, and I would like to formally invite you to come play D&D with us on Fridays. There we have 2 different games that we play, and we alternate each week. So if you like one better than the other, you can't make them all, that's okay. We're currently playing a campaign in Slaughterville. So if you like
Yeah.
horror, this is my
Yeah.
buddy Chris Brown. It's a town where like all the 80s slasher movies live.
Yeah.
And currently myself and Pops Van Zant we're Skeptics Inc. We're these ghost debunkers and we're in a haunted asylum.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Karen Needlemeyer, the Karen soccer mom, who is an heiress to a mayonnaise empire.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's a
Wow.
trip. So you are
Yeah.
welcome to play that one. We are
Yeah.
starting a new campaign on Friday with the other group. And it's like it's I don't know, what is it called? Like it's a superhero engine. So it's like
Yeah.
superhero with powers and stuff, but we're all
So-
playing our own indie characters. So
Oh.
you could play as someone from Tilt. You could play as any
Yeah.
one of your
Oh.
characters.
That helps you because you already have a kind of a character identity. Because I was
You
going to ask, like,
understand the character too.
I put part of my life into becoming this wood elf, you
Yes.
know, okay, and like learning and creating a backstory for it and giving her heart. And I was like,
Yes.
well, where do I come up with a whole other character from?
I think that was the hard part for me too. Like when we first started playing, I was playing this pirate cleric, which I thought was silly. And then
Yeah.
eventually like felt more
Yeah.
comfortable and understood her little quirks. And she would yell at the crew and tell them not to touch things and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Would butcher
became
everybody's
fun.
name just because it was fun. Because the little things came out and we became more of a
Yes.
tight-knit group.
Yes.
And if you haven't had a chance to play D&D like that, please come play.
Mm.
I would
Yeah.
love to have another lady on the team. Usually it's me
Yeah.
and the sausage farm. And
Yeah.
they go off, start talking about half-naked ladies, and I sit there
Of
and
course,
scoff
yeah.
at them. So
Yeah. Like,
that would be
play.
great. You and I can team up on the men folk, and that would be great. So
Yeah.
you are
That
formally
was
invited.
my only experience. Russell Nolte was in that group with me. And that was another reason why I was a little bit nervous, because this fella comes in, he hadn't played it before, but he came in swinging. This character, he had this voice, he was so ready to go, and his whole heart was in it too. And it was a crew of people who didn't quite know what they were doing, but really wanted to participate, and all got in trouble, and all got in trouble.
Heck, man. Sausage farm. Yes, it's a sausage party, sausage farm, whatever you want to call it. It's a bunch of dudes, and they were like, look at these half-naked ladies. Let's go talk to them. And I'm like, why don't I talk to them? Me.
Let's all talk about the World Tree comic. It makes a whole lot of sense. She's riding a motorcycle with no clothes on. I put that thing right back down. When we got to the point where that lady was on a motorcycle and she was bare, oh, come on, please.
We're done.
We're
One
done.
of my cousins works at, she used to work at Vault Midnight in Ann Arbor, and she did the same thing. She was like, it's womb power, WOMB, because if you show like your regions, you get extra like vegan power. You know what I mean? You wear less clothes. It's like, it's more armor, not less. And I'm like,
Yeah.
ridiculous. So yeah, we did talk about my tattoos a lot. Man's man do, man be man. Yes, boobs.
Yeah.
Great, good job. That's what I'm saying. Like, please come save me.
Please be a lady.
No one is mean in the Slaughterville game. We have a
That's good. No one. I didn't expect.
Oh my god, my character has fallen in vomit. I shoved people through doors. I have cattle prodded strangers. It's been great fun. Yeah. And that DM was an asshat. 100% ruined it for you. And I'm so sorry that your first experience was that.
I'm sorry too, because I'm still a little broken about it.
Hugo usually shows up to see what Karen Needlemeyer is going to do next.
Yeah.
She's crazy. I have fun just being
obnoxious. So you live stream it. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on Fridays. So, but it's so funny because we'll do our antics and the chat just blows up and they make all these funny comments. So we just chuckle about it and have a good time. But then, I don't know if we'll all survive. Chris Brown is pretty lethal. His stuff is like, it's really horror based, like slasher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll make it out.
You're not necessarily meant to survive. Maybe you gotta get in that right mindset. How would you really get out of something like that in the slasher?
Oh my god, he was like, I would really love to see Karen Needlemeyer go through the next campaign if she survives. And I was like, yeah, Pop says send you the links for 1 and 2 so you can see if you want to be in the party. We'll find you and I won't kill you. I have cattle prod and zombie ghost hologram something in the butthole. Yes, I did. That was I had to make sure he was facing the right direction. He was facing away, and I was like, cow proud in the butthole.
Well,
and that's when all hell broke loose. It was fun.
And that's what everyone remembers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Chris is doing like YouTube shorts, and he's gonna cut. I'm sure that'll show up at some point where he'll be like, "Excuse me, what? You said what?" In the butthole. He died. Starting your own religion.
Delight.
You started a cult? Chad, tell us more. Yeah, I told her that. I fell in the vomit. It was gross. It was my fault though. I pushed. She's Karen. Oh, here he comes. He's going to tell a story. Are you going to tell the story or you want me to tell the story? I'm going to tell the story then. Okay. So Dante, the character, we were going down this hallway and he would open the door and I would shove him in because I'm a rude bitch, right? And this room was full of rotten meat. So I shoved him into the room of rotten meat and he immediately turned around and vomited. And I had to roll the dice to try and evade the vomit. And I rolled like a 2. So I didn't evade it. I slipped and fell. And I got vomit in my hair.
Oh.
But it was my fault because I shove him into things. And I've shoved him into things since then too. So,
and now you have to live with that. That's okay. You can make it a part of hiding later.
I mean, our network is called the Comic Related Madness Network. What do you think it's gonna happen?
It's gonna get wild sometimes.
Huh?
It's gonna get wild sometimes.
You should have seen the stream. It was funny. Sorry, Preem. Hopefully it wasn't a big sale. I love people. Wow.
Wow.
Chad, my Harvey cleric was super into religion. Paler, the sun god.
Okay.
He found out that the whole religion was a lie, and the only reason why the church had religion was to make a profit. That doesn't sound too unrealistic.
No.
Sounds like it's hi Pop.
I loaded a little something for you in the backstage.
You did? Where?
Are you ready?
Do it. Go ahead.
You just heard this thing thunder by you as all of that happened.
Well, as usual, I'm picking myself up off the floor.
Well, yeah.
Dante.
Why,
there is
why are you
else
knocking
here.
me down again?
You just shush. Listen, there is something else here.
There's a clip for it. Yeah.
When you open that door,
again,
there's a person sitting on the bed. As soon as you open that door, this guy stands up and stares at you. His face is covered in bandages. One eye is pure white. 15 teeth are missing. He's just beyond messed up. You can tell he's been there a while. As soon as he stands up, he looks like he's ready to pounce. What are you going to do?
9 mil in hand.
Okay. You're not taking it
back
back
sit
down
the
there.
fuck back down there, big guy.
We have fun.
Yes. Yep.
There was a feet guy too, wasn't there? There was like.
Is that what the feet talk is about?
The feet. That wasn't the feet guy. There was. I know, but it's like in our chat today, so weird. So yeah. So it was just weird. There's feet guy. He had like bones. He had an extra pair of leg bones that were shoved in through the bottom of his feet, and then he was trying to touch everybody's feet.
Oh my god!
He's the guy that got the cattle prod up the butthole.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see how that went.
I got one more for you, Laurie.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah, the guy using his legs.
I've got about 30 clips.
How many? Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I got a bunch. But here's a good one. You'll like this.
Roll 2 d6s, and we're going to see what happens to you. A 6 and a 3. That comes, of course, to 63. And on our critical mental injuries table, a 63 means amnesia. You lose your memory for an hour. You don't remember your name, who you are, how you got there. So for the next hour, you have amnesia.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dante. It's going to get real bad.
But you do remember, because you're seeing it as it happens, that in this room, against this wall, we'll say, just because for giggles, is a skull that's stabbed into the
wall.
We didn't
Yeah,
have
nice.
him actually cattle prodding the guy down the stairs.
I don't know. He's got them all named kind of
Those
weird.
are the good ones.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched them all yet, but you know, I mean, he sent me a file full of them. Would you like the file, Laurie?
No, I don't have any room to store all of them. I'm editing my short film. My computer's like, you have no room left on your disk. I'm like, damn it. Moving
sounded
stuff
like a
around, trying to
nice-
delete things.
Quality DM. He explained
Chris
things.
is great. Chris is
Chris
great.
is great.
He had
Not
kind
only
words.
He
Yeah.
created
It
that.
was like, oh, so you rolled
Yeah.
a critical fail, so you get amnesia for the next hour.
Yeah.
Boy. And I'm like,
And
come on.
also, he created that game, that RPG game. That's
Nice.
Slaughterville based
Yeah.
on his book, based on his tabletop game that he also has. You can play a tabletop version, you can play a D&D version, a RPG version, or you can just go buy the books. He's
Yeah,
got 3
that's
graphic
funny.
novels as well based on Slaughterville. Chris is awesome. I'm gonna get out of here now, but I just wanted, Laurie, I didn't know if you'd seen this or not. I got a whole
No.
crap load of them. I haven't even looked
I
at
think I saw the very first one he uploaded, and then after that I haven't seen them at all. So
Yeah,
I knew they were
there's-
coming. I was like, oh Lord.
There's a content folder waiting for you.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. It's hilarious. So,
My obnoxious shenanigans all over the internet.
nice meeting you, Jess. Hi,
Yeah,
what's
nice
up?
to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. I see you pop in from time to time, but I'm not normally on shows. Yep.
Poppin'.
It's what I do. I pop in,
Yep.
I pop out. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
No, that was so funny though, because remember the whole reason you got on the show is because Aaron was asking what shows you could go on.
Yes. Yep. And here I am.
Just
Uh,
wants to go on
here
some
I am,
shows. And I was like,
significantly
come on
more
with me,
involved.
please. Come on with me.
Yep. Looking for those safe places.
Yeah. I was like, I'm safe. I don't bite. I'm not scary. We just hang out. We talk shop, and then we talk about whatever.
Sometimes I
that's
get so
definitely-
nervous. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get my name out. So, you got to start somewhere. See, that goes back to the skills of a project manager probably are
Actually,
on one hand.
I gotta throw this out here, Laurie. I think she would be a great personal assistant for Karen the Mayo Queen. I'm just saying.
He's
There
recruiting
you go.
Hardcore. Yeah, he's trying real hard. He was like, well, I mean, like, again, it's really hard to get the ladies on the D&D,
Yeah.
so it's usually just me by myself. And I'm like, please
Yep.
come play.
I understand. I get it.
But I feel you. A lot of times we hop on these podcasts and not really sure what I'm getting myself into. And you know what I mean? I think I've had a good experience on most every single one, but there's always those odd ones where I'm like, why am
Yeah.
I here? What are we
What are
talking
they?
about right now?
Learn to roll with it. It's a skill. It's a
Yeah.
whole other skill set.
And I think like when I first started podcasting, people would ask me a question and I would just like not even answer it.
Yeah.
I would
You
say
can't, like, you
things,
can't. Yeah.
right?
You get
Things
too-
would
you
come
get
out
too
of my
nervous.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just
don't
like,
know how to talk.
yeah, they're like, how much research did you do into this? I'm like, well, let me tell you about Path of the Pale Rider zombies. You know what I mean? Like, just go off on a tangent. Like, that's not even what they asked me. Well, all right. Hi, Christian.
That's what I
Hi.
practiced and tried really hard on, though.
Oh my goodness. Chad Perkins, there was a Catholic church up north where I grew up, and the priest was a bad alcoholic. Everyone called the church Our Lady of Perpetual Hell. Oh no.
Oh my
Things
god.
will come out of my mouth. Yeah. Like chicken nuggets. Hey, let's play that one real quick. I haven't played that in a while. Here we go.
Chicken nuggets.
I need to do a new welcome video. I haven't done one in a while. It's time. So I need to do that. Yes.
I like those Pokemon clips. That
Oh,
whole outfit. Yeah.
I don't even know why that happened. I was just like, I'm gonna dress up as Pikachu when I do this, and people are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Because."
It made it delightfully extra.
Yeah, it was funny. And then of course I started singing. They named the was it a pumpkin or what? It was a watermelon that they named King Joffrey Baratheon. So
Nice.
I sang the Game of Thrones song as
Nice.
Pikachu. Just saying Pikachu, Pika Pika, Pika Pika. And it was like,
That's great.
why are we even here? I don't know. But it was really funny. And now it's just a thing. Like anytime I smash a pumpkin or a watermelon, it'll be Pikachu.
I would have added in an extra scene. I would have also had like, a throwing, like
Throw a Pokeball?
No, like, remember when she's walking down through in Game of Thrones, like this naked watermelon, and she just gets everything thrown at her. I would have reenacted that part.
Shame.
With the melon, the whole walk of shame. Shame. Yes.
We're doing that. Totally doing that. Thank you for that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's the next thing to do with the watermelon.
The shame walk. That's hilarious. It is Texas. We could blow stuff up. People were like, "Where's your shotgun? Just shoot it." And I was like, I can't. One, I don't have a shotgun. Two, I can't shoot it like that in my backyard. Kill somebody. But I can knife it a lot. So if I have trouble trying to do an intro, when we did the ROKU Kickstarter, there was a spot where I would make you a smash ad where I would like either get a pumpkin or a watermelon and write the name of your show, your comic, your podcast, whatever.
Nice.
And smash the heck out of it. And that could be like your opening.
Yeah, that's fun.
That would be fun. I still want to do it. Chicken nuggets. We already did that one. Didn't we do this one? We did chicken nuggets. We already did that one. You're late, Doc. You're late. You're late to the show.
And just enjoying
chicken nuggets, damn it. If you all have read the PDF of issue number 4, Path of the Pale Rider, there's a line where the dude's like, "There's consequences." So enjoy that. So Jess, we're about wrapping up here. What would you like people to do? You want them to go back, sign up for the notification, go to the Indiegogo, and put in their orders.
I would say go to the Cataylst Comics Facebook page because the in demand isn't up yet. So you're going to see the launch of the in demand for Fall of Night. You're going to see information about the pre-launch, the Kickstarter for One Last Job. You're going to see when the Neverland Chronicles comes out next, and you're also going to see when we do the Inner Sanctum podcast, when we do that on the last Monday. So Cataylst Comics Studio on Facebook. Yeah, I think I can try to stick a link in there, or Laurie, you might have to do it.
Well, I put the link for here's the pre-launch.
That's Kickstarter.
One Last Job, so you guys can sign up there. I'm gonna head over to Indiegogo and see if I can find the link. If you have the link, you can drop
No, it's not up. It's not up there yet.
Okay.
I've put the link to the Cataylst Comics Studio in the private chat if you want to stick it over there.
We'll drop that there so people can follow. Cataylst Comics does a lot of really cool stuff. Make sure you follow them so you can be in the know, in the now, instead of last week. Like, don't miss out on things.
Get a hold of Fall of Night while there's still a chance. That's like my passion project in Cataylst. So I would love to see more people get a hold of that because it is an incredible story.
I'm excited. I'm excited to read Fall of Night. I backed that one personally. I don't know. I don't always back, when people come on, because I talk to so many creators.
Right.
Well,
it's not. It's not
back that and back
just
this,
the person. It's the story. Yeah. It's not just the person. It's the story.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I always like to support indie, and I always like to support, what people are working on, but I can't always financially afford to back everybody. But Fall of Night, I was just so intrigued. I was like, Aaron, don't tell people. But now I'm telling everybody because it's over.
Yeah.
Don't tell people that I backed, but I backed. Like this is right up my alley. So there's a ton of stuff. People go check it out, please. Thank you, Pops. Pops dropped a bunch of the links for everybody.
Thank you, Pops. Yep.
Wherever you are, you can get that.
you can follow the One Last Job. That pre-launch is up, so you'll see everything coming. If you go to Kickstarter there, you'll see the One Last Job stuff.
100%. And while you sign up for theirs, come sign up for mine. Path of the Pale Rider trade paperback, issues 1 through 4. Issue number 1 in full color and relettered, and a crap ton of bonus materials. I gave you guys some scripts, excerpts. You get new journal entries from Jude St. Clair with conspiracy theories. There's a map of the apocalypse. All of the variant covers that we've had for 1 through 4 are all in there. It's going to be like 148 pages.
Nice. That's awesome. That is not a normal size, and it is full of extras, like that extra fun stuff that the consumer wants to see that the artist doesn't always realize. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. I actually have to go in and redact part of the script, so no spoilers. I was like, I need to go cross off some things so people are like, what does this say? You know what I mean? Because I can't read it yet. Like, you'll figure it out. Not now. So very cool. Thank you, everybody. The chat was amazing today. You guys were off the hook, and we had a blast. No more feet comments. That was weird, dude. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and join us next week on the Tuesday Morning Brew, where we have more indie creators with more creative stuff. We can see what's popping and be excellent to each other and kiss your babies. Bye.
Bye.
Make you unashamed, and comics are your estate. Put a little madness in your life. Come give your mind a cleanse. Tune in with pops and friends. Just turn on your ROKU box and then put a little madness in your life. Put a little madness in your life. Put a little madness in your life.
In a small town, unlike any other, Lisa and her husband Ray were away from home for a long time. The stress of the world brought them back to their homestead to recharge. The entire family is reuniting once again for a time of faith, food, and fun. The whole town is invited. Come join Ray and his family for the feast of a lifetime. Welcome to the picnic. Slaughterville Book 3, The Cannibal Rednecks, is a 66-page, full-color story of love, loss, and family, set in the small town of Slaughterville. Look for it on your favorite crowdfunding platform.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we